Good morning, welcome back. Now this is the cheapest running, driving, clean title Audi S5 in the world. But as you can imagine, she doesn't come without a short list of problems. So in the last video, which if you click on the link in the top corner, you'll see, I took the air intake off an S5 for the first time. It was a journey of discovery. And what I discovered at the end of that was I probably didn't need to take the air intake off. So, you know, you live and you learn. So I'm still waiting on some of the gaskets to arrive. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll arrive today and we'll get that back on and see if she runs without a misfire. But whilst I was working on it, I did discover a bit of a surprise that I wasn't expecting, which sort of shows a little bit about the checkered history of this car. But we'll get to that later on in the video. First of all, as I've got such beautiful weather and it's not raining, I need to do something about these brakes. But before I do anything with these brakes, the wheels are disgusting. So I'm giving them a quick wash and then we shall get her up in the air and we can see if we can figure out what's going on with these brakes. Join me on the voyage of discovery. Fine. Don't overthink it. Right, there we go. The old girl is up on an axle stand. So next port of call is going to stick the key in, take the handbrake off. Okay, maybe we need to start the ignition, pop the ignition on, handbrake off, foot on the brake, handbrake off. There we go, and then pop her in neutral. There we are, easy as that. Now let's go spin the wheels. Right, so the car was trying to shoot me off into a ditch. Let me remember. Yes, it was trying to commit harry-carry to the right. So yes, every time I put my foot on the brakes, it was flying off to the right. Cool. That don't turn very much. That might be dragging on the ground a little bit. Might be a slight issue, that. Okie dokie. Let's try this one. Okay. Now what I'm expecting, that one sounds good, is it to be the front left is not braking as much as the front right. Cool, that's dragging. Right, well, I'm none the wiser. So, next step, God, you wouldn't think I'd cleaned them, would you? I didn't clean them very well. This is really stuck on. I've gone and bought some proper cleaner. See if we can get it back looking like that. Well, on second impression, it seems about the same as all the others. Well, at least I know none of them are dragging particularly bad. So now I need to find a way to weight up the brake pedal, I think, with the same amount of pressure so that all 4 brakes drag a little bit. And then if I go round each wheel in turn and one of them drags more or less than the others, then that might tell me which side or which wheel is my problem child. So, I mean, I could get someone to sit in there and put their foot on the brake, but then the pressure might be different between each wheel that I go to. So I think the best way is to find some way to lever onto the brake with some weights and go from there. So I'm going to have to MacGyver this, because there's no tool that I have that can help me with this process. So better get my thinking cap on. But first, I think I'll have a cup of tea. Ta-da! It's just a sandbag wedged against the brake, so that should do the job. So let's close this. Let's have a little look, shall we? See what this one's like. Come with me. Right. Oh, just about move it. Just about. Right. Wheel 1. Let's try wheel 2. Right. So back right. Oh, that one moves quite a lot. That's much harder to turn now than it was with no brake pressure, but much easier to turn than the front right. So onto the left right. I think that's about the same as the other rear. So far, I haven't learned anything. Right, so, last but not least, front left. Oh. Okay, that feels the same as the rears, but a lot easier than the front right. So maybe my problem is the front right. Maybe it's not the other wheels that aren't braking enough. Maybe it's the front right that's braking too much. Right. Let me just check the front right again, and we'll go from there. So here we are again, back at the beginning. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, we have found our problem child. My MacGyver sandbag worked quite well. Clever old me. Right, so next job is get this wheel off, and I think we'll just start by inspecting and cleaning the brake caliper, and see if that fixes our problem. Who knows? Only time will tell. Right, let's get on with that. Right, so overall it doesn't look too bad. When I pumped the brakes, this came straight out. It's not dirty at all underneath here. I've had a little check, but if you notice here, This one moves nice and freely, but this one, here's the problem child. Can you see? It hasn't moved, look. It doesn't return. So, next job is clean inside there. Right, well that did the trick. So plan of action now, it is quite corroded, but we'll just clean it up as best we can with a bit of emery paper, and then we will pop some copper grease on her, and then we shall pop her back in. Lovely. Well, that's not done the trick. Let's get the other one out, see what that looks like. If anything, that one looks worse. I wonder if I'm going to need to buy some new ones of these, I think. So I think I'm going to have to bite the bullet and order some new parts. These things are sent to challenge us. Someone's painted these calipers at some point in the past. Very badly. She got paint everywhere. Never mind. Could be worse. Could be all four. Thankfully it's just one. Right, time to get on the internet over a cup of tea and order some parts. Right, well there you go. Another job, half done. That just seems to be the way it goes with cars. You start a job, you find the problem, you've got to order the part, you've got to wait for the part to arrive, and in the meantime you've got to find something else to do. Now, as luck would have it, I think I've found something else to do, and it's under here. Let me bring you in a little closer. So here we are again, in a very familiar spot, underneath the hood of an Audi S5 without its air intake on. Now, while I was working on this air intake, I discovered an interesting fact about this car's history, which was a bit surprising. I didn't expect to find this. So I'll have a little peek down there. Can you spot what's wrong in this picture? I'll give you a clue. That's supposed to be straight. Now I think they're supposed to not be bent in either, but they look quite symmetrical. So possibly that's how they came from factory. But I don't think that's a factory cable tie. Just saying. So I'm going to have to replace that. I'm going to have to give my little car a nose job. Now, would you believe it? 5 minutes ago, that arrived. So that's perfect timing really, because I'm a bit stuck with the brakes. I've got to wait for parts to arrive, and I've already got one wheel off, so I might as well get the other wheel off, get the wheel arch linings out. Potentially I can leave them in, we'll see. And let's get this front bumper off, shall we? Right, better crack to it. Well, I've gained a tool. Very useful. time to crack on preparing the new crash bar. Now I don't know if you noticed, but when the grille was on, the front bumper was on, and you could see this crash bar through the grille, and it kind of stuck out like a sore thumb. So plan of action is to prep and paint the new crash bar that's going on in a satin black. So that's what we're going to move on to next. Right, I don't think I'm going to put any body shops out of business anytime soon, but for the purposes of what I need, I think that looks all right. So I've got to put all that back together, which for a complete newbie who's never taken the front end off the car before, it's been a lot of fun. Anyway, if that's not worth a subscribe and a like, I'm not sure what is. So give me a like and a subscribe, and encourage me to keep on going with this Audi S5. Hopefully today will be the day that the gaskets turn up, but for now it's time to get that bad boy back on there. And there you go, she's back on and looking beautiful. What do you know, we've taken a step forward. We've actually fixed something, and I think it looks so much better now with that blacked out crash bar. Before, it really stood out with this grille. So yeah, she's looking sweet. This all fits back on nicely. So I'm looking forward to getting the air intake on in the next video and fixing the brakes and finding out if this thing's going to run as good as she looks. So if that's of interest, drop me a like, hit subscribe, and join me in the next one. Until then, don't do anything I wouldn't do.